There is some massive news coming out of Lakerland that could have Jared Vanderbilt returning as early as Game 3. That is much needed for the Lakers, as that's going to be a must-win after having a heartbreaking loss in Game 2. What's good, y'all, and welcome to another Lakers Digest video. I'm your host, Okechi Apakama, and before we get into everything that we have for you for today's video, guys, I want to bring your attention to something. There is 75% of you guys who recently watched our videos who are not subscribed to the channel just yet, and if y'all want more of that Laker news, like reactions, game recaps, trade rumors, just every and all things LA Lakers, you guys want to come right here to Lakers Digest, especially with the playoffs in full swing, and you don't want to miss any of that action. Now, with that out of the way, let's hop straight into the topics that we have for today, as reinforcements on the way. So, earlier we got some reports that Christian Wood could make his return in Game 3, but now we've got some more reports from ESPN's Dave McMenamin that says Jared Vanderbilt could return for Game 3. So, according to ESPN's Dave McMenamin, Jared Vanderbilt could return as early as Game 3, a source told ESPN. And they were also reporting that Jared Vanderbilt was doing some extensive high-level work on Monday in shoot-around, and then they were just waiting to see how his body responded on Tuesday, and it seemed like it could have responded well, due in large part that Jared Vanderbilt could be making his return for Game 3, which is massive for the Los Angeles Lakers after going through what they did in Game 2, and then now to get a guy like Jared Vanderbilt, who is your best perimeter defender and one of your better rebounders on the team for a team that's been struggling with rebounding all series. So an insert of Jared Vanderbilt into the rotation would be massive for the Los Angeles Lakers and could help turn the tides in this series, which is what the Lakers truly need. But Jared Vanderbilt, with his ability not only to defend multiple positions, but his ability to grab rebounds on the offensive and defensive glass, and then also some of the intangible things he does. He's a very solid connecting player. He's a very good passer, and I know his shooting can be a little bit of question, but there are other ways you can do to exploit that. That's a little bit what the Denver Nuggets do with Aaron Gordon, and he's not really much of a shooter per se. Yes, he can hit an outside shot, but he's always roaming around the dunker, always looking to get those offensive rebounds, and that is something that Jared Vanderbilt is very good at and can be very adept and can really help the Lakers, especially off the bench in the series where they haven't really gotten much bench production with the exception of Taurean Prince. Everybody else off the Laker bench has yet to score in this series. But if Jared Vanderbilt is going to come back for Los Angeles Lakers, scoring isn't going to be something that we truly need from him. It's going to be that defense, and it's going to be that rebounding. Those two things specifically is what Jared Vanderbilt can really help the Lakers in, and can really help just turn the tide, like I said. And Jared Vanderbilt, I know a lot of people are going to see him as a guy to maybe like have him guard a Jamal Murray, but relative to how Murray was, obviously excluding that shot or those last couple minutes in that Game 2 there, but he hasn't been super efficient, and guys like Austin Reaves, Gabe Vincent have done a pretty solid job on him. So if Jared Vanderbilt is going to return for the Los Angeles Lakers, I am more worried about a guy like Michael Porter Jr., a dude who is always flying around trying to get those open threes. He's been knocking down three-point shots and really been killing the Los Angeles Lakers. So I think a guy like Jared Vanderbilt being inserted and possibly guarding a guy like him could truly make the difference, because he's a very pesky defender. He's very good on wings, especially those who like to get up a shot. So like guys like he's had success against Brandon Ingram in the past, guys like Luka Doncic in the past. So a guy like Michael Porter Jr., while he's more of a movement off-ball shooter and working around screens, Jared Vanderbilt is also pretty adept at getting around screens and contesting shots. So that is something that I think the Lakers could utilize when it comes to implementing Jared Vanderbilt back in this rotation. But guys, there was a game yesterday, and unfortunately we got to go over it, as the Lakers had a heartbreaking loss in Game 2 after having probably one of the more better first halves that I've seen from the Los Angeles Lakers. They were up by 15, and then in the the third quarter, they went up as much by 20 points there. But the Denver Nuggets came roaring back. It was a 10-point lead going into the fourth quarter. And then just in those final couple of moments there, the Lakers let go of the rope. The Nuggets took the lead towards the end, and eventually with that buzzer beater there by Jamal Murray. But let's just take a look at those stats for the Los Angeles Lakers, as Anthony Davis was tremendous. He had 32 points, 11 rebounds to go along with a couple assists, a block, and steal. LeBron James had 26 points with 12 assists, 8 rebounds, 2 blocks, 2 steals. D'Angelo Russell finally woke up, and he was tremendous. He was 7 from 11 from 3, had 23 points to go along with 6 assists. Austin Reaves didn't shoot the ball particularly well, only had 9 points. Rui Hachimura really struggled. He's only 1 for 7 from the field. And then the only guy noteworthy off the bench was Taurean Prince, who I said earlier, who had a couple of threes off the bench. But the Lakers truly, it was just a really heartbreaking loss. I'm still recovering. I know a lot of Laker fans are still recovering from that type of loss. It is very hard to really bounce back from losing in that style and fashion, especially since the Lakers had control of most of that game there. And it wasn't just really until those last couple of moments where the Lakers started to get away from some of their actions and really started to try to mismatch hunt and really not try to run some of their offense that was really getting them a lot of easy looks, especially in that third quarter where LeBron James and Anthony Davis were just spamming their pick and roll, and they were getting a lot of easy looks for Anthony Davis. He was tremendous. He was 14 of 19, but he only took 1 shot in the fourth quarter, and that's kind of inducive of the Lakers' offense and what they were trying to go to. Anthony Davis only missed 1 shot in that first half. Probably was one of the best halves that he's ever played as a Los Angeles Lakers on the offensive end, and that's including some of those bubbles games that he had in that championship run. So the Lakers unfortunately dropping this one. And then if we take a look at the Denver Nuggets stats there, their big three was doing their thing on the offensive end, and Jokic once again, as he's shown, MVP caliber, 27 points, 20 rebounds, 10 assists. Jamal Murray didn't shoot the ball particularly well, but it didn't really matter towards the end of the game because that's when he started to make all of those shots, especially that last one there. And then Michael Porter Jr., who has been sort of an emphasis for me and the Lakers should be, because he had 6 3-pointers in this one for 22 points. He's just been another guy who's been a solid source for points for them. And then Aaron Gordon had 14 and 7 points. KCP didn't really contribute too much to this one, but it didn't really matter, especially when you're able to get that type of production from Michael Porter Jr. So the Lakers drop this one, and just like I said, in horrible fashion, but there is still life. They still have these games here at home. It's going to be imperative that the Lakers turn the tide in this one, and then it starts with game 3. The Lakers have to take game 3. This has a lot of weird feelings from it, I know for a lot of Laker fans, but for me especially, because I have a feeling that this could be a blowout, but it could be a blowout in either direction, whether the Lakers finally take charge and finally play a full 48 minutes, or it will just be too much to overcome for the Lakers, and then the Denver Nuggets will take charge, and then the series at that point could be lost. So if the Lakers want to make this a series, they have to take game 3. And it starts not only from the top, because LeBron James and Anthony Davis have been great, but it's the rest of the guys. It's the role players. It's the D'Angelo Russells, who he had a very nice game, but if we go down the list, Austin Reaves didn't shoot the ball particularly well. He can shoot the ball better. Rui Hachimura, he missed a lot of gimmies and layups that he's usually accustomed to making. And then just any production off the bench, whether it comes from Dinwiddie or Gabe Vincent or even maybe Jackson Hayes, just somebody off the bench has got to contribute and add more points. Taurean Prince is doing an okay job at that, but there's still some limitations within his game that really worry me. And then if we're able to get guys like Christian Wood and Jared Vanderbilt, I don't think Wood, Vanderbilt, and Hayes would all play, but inserting maybe or having more options to insert one of these guys is going to be more crucial for the Los Angeles Lakers, especially for a team that's struggling in the defensive rebounding category and turning over the basketball. And then also, just like I said, finishing out possessions, because the rebounding is a really, really big deal in this series. But the last thing here that I kind of wanted to harp on was just kind of a little bit of what happened post-game and how the Lakers were a little upset how the officiating was. And I'm not usually a person who really tries to look too much into officiating, but when you lose the game by 2 points, it's very hard not to look at that, especially when you have a guy like D'Angelo Russell who was smacked across the face. Everybody saw what it was, and they just said it was marginal contact, and they overturned the call. And then when your team ends up losing by 2 points, and you possibly lose 2 free throws right there, and that's not including some of the other calls that the Lakers thought was missed there. So now this is going to be a huge factor, especially on the mental side of it for Los Angeles Lakers, and it's going to be important for them to get over the hump, because if they aren't able to, this season is going to end fairly soon. But that's going to be it for this video, guys. Make sure you guys comment down below of what do you think Jared Vanderbilt returning could do for the Los Angeles Lakers squad, and do you think it can be enough for the Lakers to win Game 3, a must-win? And then also, how do you think the Lakers fare in Game 3 with some of the role players being at home? Because being at home can change how role players feel in that situation, and that can be some good news for the Lakers. But let us know what you think in the comments down below. I have been your host, Okechi Apakama, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.